Hello everyone, welcome to the LARP Tales podcast, the award-winning LARP podcast where we tell our stories through live action roleplay. My name is Oliver, I'm one half of your hosting duo. With me, as always, is my co-host Robin. Hello Robin.
Hello Oliver.
And today we are continuing our recap of Empire LARP E2 of 2025. Before we get into the recap though, the usual housekeeping. If you are watching us on YouTube, click subscribe if you're not already. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below. This all helps us out, including if you're listening to us on an audio platform, leaving us a 5-star review will also help people find the podcast, spread the good news about LARP to the entire world because it's the best hobby ever. Check out the Patreon, and we're on the way. Let's get into our recap of Empire LARP E2. Okay, so last time on Meeting LARP, I feel like I'm doing a real good job of talking about what we did at the event without just being like, and then I went to a meeting, and then I went to a meeting, and then I went to a meeting. So I don't know whether you want to talk about this here, because we alluded to it last episode, we didn't really go into it. I will say, like, I did a lot of meetings, and I was busy. I constantly had people, needing to talk to me. Damon, come do this. And my character's demeanor is very stoic and very like, right, I'll do what I gotta do. However, like, I had the time of my life, this event. It was my favorite Empire event. Maybe E1 of our first ever year would beat it, but this was my favorite event ever. Yeah. And it's mainly because of the position I had. But you had a bit of a different, because I feel like when we get into that, I feel like I know where you're coming from. I feel like I can empathize with
You've had events like this before though as well, because I know you definitely have. Like, I think I had a weird event where I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing with this character now?
Yeah.
What's the goal? Like, and I had a weird event where I did a lot of like watching everyone go off and do really cool things, and I felt like I kind of just followed along a bit. It was a really weird one. The thing is, I think what made it kind of weird as well, okay, I did feel a little bit down on like the Saturday before we like we'll kind of get into some of that now, because I had like, there was like 3 tourneys and I was like, I'm going to do those. Like I was like, properly like excited about doing them. First one, Night Protector tourney, I missed because I had the wrong time written down. Don't know how I managed that.
But thing is, it was difficult because we came up from monstering. I got changed. I got like more teared up, and so did you. And we were like, so muster is at not muster. Military council is at this time. So we need to, because it's like that. This is the thing as well with the if you're going to join, I imagine, I don't know. I know basically nothing about Conclave. I know very little about Synod. I know a bit about Senate. But I'm assuming they're all the same. In your and the bourse, I guess that's the 5th major thing. If you're heavily involved in those 5, it's going to take up a lot of your weekend, and it's basically going to clash with everything, right? So, military council clashed with pretty like Saturday. You can be in the military council down the whole Saturday afternoon, basically.
Yeah.
So the Night Protector tournaments that you're talking about, military council was there. I think we cocked up because we were like, let's get lunch.
Yeah, so we kind of like
that.
So the difficult thing is obviously trying to like actually be a little bit sensible and like plan out when you're going to eat at the events as well. So this time we like came back, we got ready, we're like, do you know what, we should eat now. It makes the most sense. It was quite funny actually because we went to get food and we go in and there's the rest of the team Dawn and we're all there doing the same thing, like, yeah, let's get food. And we're all there chatting away, eating, and we're like, anyone keeping an eye on the time?
Yeah.
It was that sort of moment of, wait, all of Team Dawn are just sitting having a burger somewhere.
Well, we are totally professional. We are the best team that Dawn has ever seen.
Strongest team.
Telling you. Also, we're out of character at that point. We can be incompetent. No, we weren't late. We were just like,
we're just cutting things fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got back, and then I was like, I'm going to go get my armor on ready for the Night Protector tourney. I thought it was at 2:30. It was at 2, missed it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's gutting. Was really gutted because I really wanted to support the person that was going for it. And
It's
I
the
was
first Night
really...
Protector tournament I haven't fought in since the first ever year at Empire, because I wasn't. No, that's not true. So first, yeah, my first year at Empire, I don't think I fought in one because I wasn't a noble. And that's true. Actually, I didn't even Black Knight or anything.
Oh really?
No. So yeah, apart from that, like since being Damon, like I fought in every single one.
Yeah, that was saying. So I was like, okay, that's totally got in. I kind of felt bad at that point because I felt like I'd let the people down, that I was like, I'm coming to back you. And I had the time written down. I was like, I need to get back for this. I'm not going to go to military grounds. I'm going to go and get in gear for this because I'm going to make sure that this person gets it. I really want to back them. And I felt gutted. They were like, no, you're fine, everything. I think you feel kind of like kind of let them down in a sense. I was a bit like, oh, it's rubbish.
I get that because it's different if I'm like with Morrigan's speech, like Morrigan was like, oh, will you be there? And I'm like, yes, I'll be there. But then I had other commitments and there was something else going on. So I was like, no, this has to take priority. Whereas obviously if it's like a scheduling error of just like, we were just hanging out, having lunch, you're like...
That was the thing. It was literally just,
I
thought it was at a certain time and it wasn't at a time. I'm like, if I just double checked, I would have, because I missed it by like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I went to the 10 and I heard the shouts as it started. I was like, if I had just been a few minutes faster, I could have gone in my dress. Like it would have been fine. I could have just gone and fought with what I was wearing because I would have done that. You know, an extra sword is an extra sword. But yeah, that was one thing. There was like a tourney that I was like really excited for. There was going to be like a Knight's Tale style tourney.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they had to cancel it. Because of a few OC things, and they had to kind of cancel it, and we're like, that was really gutting. I think we're going to try and make that happen again in the future.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, because it sounded like it was such a cool concept that they had.
This was like the helmet tournament.
Oh yeah, it was like full armor.
Sounds weird.
The helmet tournament. Oh dear.
I mean, they want to do basically a showcase of like, because with the new rules with helmets and things like that, they're like wanted to showcase like heavy armor.
Yeah, they wanted the knights in shining armor. It was all going to be theatrical. We're going to decide the winners beforehand and then go in and just do a big WWE meets, Shining Knights. We're going to do a Knight's Tale as well. The plan was a Knight's Tale as a big showcase. Had to get cancelled, but I think we're going to try and make that happen going forward because it was such a cool concept and the person organising it really did work hard to try and make it work. I
can see you're more G'd up now because we're looking forward to the next, but like during the event you were like...
I was just felt a bit like, oh, there's another one, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, and I do have things I'm going to do this event because I'm going to go and I'm just going to fight in tourneys all event. That's my plan, is to fight in tourneys. And then that one didn't work, and then the next one didn't work, and then the one thing through the gate we couldn't get on. And I was like, oh, okay. Now it was piling on at that point.
Yeah, unfortunately, so there was a skirmish conjunction to go and see the Earl of Groves, right? The Manticore problem, right? So it didn't. So I've actually, we're actually friends with the person that ran the skirmish and did the thing. Apparently, it was just a clerical error or something on the system. But basically, the way the winds had said it, of the winds of fortune, it was like, so the Earl of Groves, the Manticore, who thinks he's an earl, right? Has
the Earl.
The Earl. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that later. Right. So the Earl of Groves had like done an open letter to the Nation of Dawn, being like, "Hey, I'm putting on a tourney," That they named the people that had asked for tests of metal and test of ardor to be like, oh yeah, these people, please come. Basically, it's wanted to prove that it's Dawnish. It's like, I'm going to put on a tourney, and it's like it was open to everyone, right, in Dawn, right? So it was supposed to be like a Dawnish conjunction, which was unlimited. But we got there, and I put my girding on, right? So I was like, I'm girding, right?
Yeah.
So, I can't remember. Did I describe this last time I can't remember.
I don't know.
So, real cool. So the Fizz rep of the last General Golden Sun has been on the podcast, Jeff. His real life father, also Jeff. They both play in Orzel, but they have both been the generals of the Golden Sun, right? So when Jeff Senior, when Starash was the general of the Golden Sun, has the tabard. When Zoran took the mantle, literally took the mantle, right? So there was a whole passing over of this tabard, and then when I became general of the Golden Sun, Zoran was like, and did a whole real cool on that Saturday night where everyone was really drunk. I was like, everyone was really drunk. I came out of my drunkenness because I just won the election. I was like, but yeah, like Zoran did this big like speech of just like look, when you put this tabard on, and when you gird as the general of the Golden Sun, you are every general of the Golden Sun, right? Yeah. So it's like, and then like Zoran had said, like, you know, this is when I usually wear it. Like I will switch in and out with like when I want to be in a certain mindset. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put the tabard on. You know, the tabard is big on me, but we made it work, right? No, I think it looked pretty good. It
looked badass, actually. Yeah. It really did.
So it's like it's got like a big sunburst on it, right? It's like crimson and yellow. It's cool. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna gird up as the general of the Golden Sun, you know, because I'm gonna go and look this Manticore in the eye and make it very clear that I had an idea of who was going to be playing the Manticore anyway. But at this point, I didn't know.
We had a very good idea.
I was going to make this person know that I'm going to let this Manticore know that I'm the General of the Golden Sun, and I'm going to stand. I'm not going to take part in his tournament, but I'm going to go there and I'm going to stand and I'm going to be taking my big fuck off sword with me. Right? Unfortunately, we got there. Oh, that was another cool thing as well. A few people kind of recognized the girding but obviously they were like, "Oh, we thought you was around," and I was just like. So in character, sort of out of character, they're going, "Oh, we thought, you know, we saw the kit, and we thought." But I'm like, well, actually I am. I'm Damon Mortaire, but I'm also Zoran. I am also every single general of the Golden Sun there's ever been. You know, it's pretty cool little. Because you never really get to play with the. I forget sometimes to play with some of the half magic of our own nation. Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So unfortunately, we're about to go through the gate and we get told, they only let 100 people through.
Yeah.
And then they said, that's the max. And so we were like, oh, okay. So unfortunately, they left a load of like people integral to the story.
Like our egregore.
They're like the egregore. So the egregore didn't get through. I didn't get through. I think a couple of people that actually named in the wins didn't get through as well. Yeah, it was unfortunate. And I spoke to the person that kind of ran the skirmish, and it was like, yeah, it kind of sucked, but you know, what do you do? Well, it's fine. But at least we got to hear. I got a sort of a message from someone about what the apparently I was asked for, and the Manticore was just like, yeah, I have no interest in sending him a message, which was sort of sending me a message, but you know, so yeah, we missed so that was 3 tournaments that I got we missed out on, but you missed out because I wasn't going to be in the other 2, really, but yeah, it was a bit gutting for you, wasn't it?
It was a bit gutted, but you know. What it is.
Is what it is. No, I mean it sucks. I mean this is the thing with this game in particular. Yeah, it's one of these parts of the game that can make it one of the best games ever. Because once you get caught up in stuff, then it's non-stop. Yeah. And it's amazing and stressful sometimes, but also the way the game is set up, it's not. We talked with Kat about this when we talked about like plot and things like that. So, unfortunately, if you go to this game, I mean, they make it very clear, really, that there's no guarantee that you get to go for Sentinel Gate. There's no guarantee that you get to fight. It's like you have a ticket and you get to go to the game.
Yeah.
And you get to be with the other players. that's the only guarantee you really get. There are things
exactly.
there, like services for players, right? But they're kind of out of character services. Like, you have like, you've got things like conduct, blah, blah, blah. You have the kind of with the academy and things like that. I know it's not out of character, but it's sort of a, hey, this is something for your kids to do if you're here.
Yeah.
But there's no, even for the kids, there's no real guarantee of like, you're going to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're unlucky, you can miss out on basically everything you want to do. If you can have a real unlucky event where you're just like, I want to do this, 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 and this, and I didn't get to do any of it, Sometimes that happens because you were doing other cool stuff, but sometimes, I've had events like this where I'm like, I drank some beer and I kind of wanted to do this, which, let's face it, showing up with a load of your friends for 80 quid and drinking with fake money, sharing beers and foods and things like that for an entire weekend with basically free live music in a field for a weekend isn't bad going.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But when you come there and you expect, I'm going to do this awesome thing this weekend, and then you miss it all, it's like,
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's one of these ones. It was at best definitely not one of my top events, but that was mainly just from like little things like that. It was more just like, it was the fact that it was like a lot of little things, and I was already going into the event a little bit like, what am I doing with this character now? Like, I was feeling a little bit like, what is my plan here? Do I have a plan? I feel a little bit out of the loop here. But that was like during the event and stuff. Obviously now I'm kind of like, oh no, actually the event was fine and everything.
Do you think it was maybe a little bit because like we had kind of swapped around, especially like on the prep before the event and things like that, because usually you were like, I've got this skirmish and I need to do this and I'm getting a letter from the Night Protector, blah, blah, blah. And I used to just be like, oh, cool, I'm a side character. And then it's kind of swapped about a bit.
I think it was more at the event itself because I felt very lost. I felt like a bit like I was a brand new player kind of wandering around a bit because I was really like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, I felt more lost at the actual event itself. And it was more just trying to get head around like the doing like new things and doing different things and stuff like that and trying not to make mistakes and things. So I was feeling a little bit like, it's hard to put, like, I'm saying this is how I felt at the time. Now I'm kind of like, oh yeah, no, it was absolutely fine actually. But yeah.
I've definitely had events like that. There's a couple that actually stand in my mind for events like that. So the event that I think I became noble afterwards is Godric. The event that, so weird. I'm not saying that this is all about like who has a hat, who has it, who doesn't, but it definitely affects things. Because I remember when you became Night Protector of Winter, right? That event was like the most meta event for me personally. It's cool. It was cool seeing you and fighting in your tournament, but I felt like, I'm side character, not just to you, but to everybody else.
Yeah,
I kept being
that
like,
was the thing. That's what when you were saying about the hats. It wasn't just like I felt like to everyone. Like I was kind of like watching everyone go off and do really cool things, and I was like, what am I doing? And I was struggling to get like the hype up to do something, because even when things were coming up and opportunities were arising, I found myself a lot of the time like, I'm going to go back to my little like same places each time, and I'm just gonna chill out and but
I think they've got a good, so I think they've got the best kind of institution there with their religion game for people that are struggling with this, because I think that's why they designed it this way, because the virtues are basically the ideals for being a good LARP player. So like if you want to be a good LARP player, look at those virtues, because that's basically what they did. They went, we're not having gods, we're having these virtues. What virtues are we going to have? Oh, we'll do things that make people good LARP players. You have ambition, and you have loyalty to your players, and you're going to have pride in what you've done over the weekend, and the rest.
Yeah, and the rest.
But seriously,
and the other ones.
There are times where I'm not saying, this is what you should have done, but just for just in general advice, because I know that after the fact, I've literally thought to myself, like, there's literally a whole player base that is sitting there waiting for you to go and talk to them about it. There's priests. Like, the game is full of priests.
Yeah.
And they've chosen a virtue. If you're like, I don't know, out of character, I don't know what to do. You're just like, you know what could be a good game? I'll go speak to an ambition priest, or I'll go speak to a pride priest, or...
It's weird, actually. I did end up having a lot of long conversations with priests this time.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I had one, there was somebody in Orzel, and we had a long conversation about the concept of love. We had a long conversation about what the labyrinth actually is, and that went on to the Reaper and what even is the purpose of that. And it was a really long, sort of like in-depth like discussion that we had going into all these different parts of it and things. I mean, like, I had a lot of cool, really cool, like, role play moments and everything. I'm just realizing, even though every time we come on here, and especially we're chatting to new LARPers or people want to come into the hobby, and we're like, you don't have to fight. You know, that's not, you know, one of the big things. I'm just realizing it is my absolute favorite thing and favorite part of LARP is fighting. Which might sound a little bit shallow and a little bit like that's just my favorite part. I love the role play. Yeah. I love interaction. I love going out to the parties. I do actually love the meetings. But my apps, none of them will ever come close to fighting for me.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the big things.
Yeah, because I think Empire, for me, I think I said this on the podcast as well, like, so we've got Menhir's Fate now, which is a very, like, action-orientated.
Yeah.
Or it can, like, but basically what I've done is I've made that my action game, and this my... political not doing stuff game. Like, I honestly couldn't care anymore if I just don't go for the Sentinel Gate. Like, there was a time where I was like, when I saw people, especially in the first year of Empire, where I saw other people going on stuff, and then I was getting FOMO and being like, oh, maybe I should be going on more. Because there are people that just go and they just go through Sentinel Gate. The problem with this game, it's deadly. Like, you're going to go through characters like nobody's business if you go through the Sentinel Gate a lot. So it's like, if you want to build up a character, and not just have them die when you're in the middle of doing something constantly, then if you love fighting, you need to be really good at it. But even then, you can get caught out and just die.
It's so easy to get caught out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then get through the Sentinel Gate. There's a PvP aspect to that as well. Like, you need to, can't just be like, oh, you might be lucky if you just stand and wait. There are people that do just like basically stand and wait near the Sentinel Gate, just in case there are extra spots to be filled. That is an option if you do want to come to the weekend just to go for the Sentinel Gate. There are still people that do that. But yeah, for me, like I mean, half the time I'm saying no to skirmishes. Half the time people are going, hey, do you want to come on a skirmish? And I'm like, no.
That's the thing. I was offered a skirmish the first night.
Yeah.
Really cool one.
Yeah.
At like 9 o'clock on the first night. Sounded like it was going to be really deadly. It was a big one. And I was like, no, I'm going to do military council and I'm going to do my fighting tomorrow in the tourneys. I'm going to be sensible and I'm not going to go through the gate.
Yeah.
Not to bloody gate. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I mean, but going on from that, on like the Saturday and everything, obviously we did have like a lot of time military council. What was really cool is I really do love the adjutant game. I wasn't fully confident.
Yeah.
And especially that first night, like I was trying to like whisper things to you instead of just being like, yeah, I know this is right. I should say this sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, there was definitely a moment. I don't mind saying this about it. There was definitely a moment where you were like, the numbers are wrong in my ear, and I was like, okay, do you want me to recognize you? And you were like, ooh, I don't know. And then someone else, literally went, experienced general that we know very well, just put their hand up and went, yeah, I think the numbers are wrong. And they were like, yeah, they are wrong, so it's just, a lot of it is just
that confidence.
Yeah, confidence to be like, yo, because even if you're wrong about them being wrong, what's the worst that can happen? People just go, oh no, they are right. And you just go, oh,
okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. And I think it's just kind of getting over that and stuff. But I am liking the adjutant sort of side of it, of that, like standing behind you and just passing you things.
Oh, doing the actual work. This is why I'm such a better general than I am an adjutant, is because I just stand there and I just sit there and just look intimidating and then just be like, yes, I'm in charge, and then everyone else just does the work for me. It's great.
Oh dear.
You get all the clout. No.
That was like most of Saturday. Am I missing anything else like on Saturday before the actual party? Like
No, it was basically meeting after meeting after meeting.
Yeah,
For me, it was anyway. It was meeting after meeting. So because you have like strategy, and you have obviously we had the debrief from the field marshal, and we also had the briefing from our field marshal for the following day. So our field marshal for the following day, Sunday.
That was fun, actually. I did really enjoy, like, I ended up, like, with all of the high guard generals and just having these sort of discussions and stuff. That was really cool, because I was like, oh, this is quite cool. I feel like kind of like, mainly because we're chatting about the battle the next day, and like, you know, it was quite cool to start working with a nation of people that I don't know. It's quite cool to work with people I don't know, you know?
Yeah, no, I actually, the high guard team are a team that I don't know that well. Basically parroting what you just said, like I don't know them that well, but they just seem real cool people.
I had a lot of fun, like chatting away with them,
and between them.
Yeah, we had really similar like ideas on what to do and everything. I
think probably. I mean, let's. Yeah, I think I probably know the Orc Imperial Orc team as well. I don't know overly well, but I got to have a few kind of introductions and things like that. A little bits of conversation. Thing is, it wasn't really. It's not really my style to go in like bull in a china shop. It's too much. There's like I can't even remember how. I don't even know how many generals there are off the top of my head. How many armies do we have? Like it's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of people.
Send your notes that I gave you.
My notes. There we go. I just. How many armies do we have?
Here.
Do we have any crabs?
Do we have any crabs? How would we get those? Oh my god.
Oh god, my train of thought was just gone. Yes, like so our field marshal was a
West Coast
freeborn senator as well, so that's always fun because the senators can't legally come in to the military council tent when council is in session. So we had a field marshal that couldn't come in during the voting for the
that was quite funny, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, that's not the first time it's happened. I think
No.
I think I remember it happening before. Either that or I've been told a bit.
Beaumont's done it before.
That's right. Yeah.
Beaumont's done it. Yeah.
So there was that, and then we had to like work out who's leading Dawn. So Seb, our buddy, led Dawn again, and I was second. So. Yeah, just part of the course really for like just part of Dawn Field Command again. I've gone on so much on this podcast about like how Dawn fights, how they should fight, how they shouldn't fight, blah blah blah. I'm gonna sound like a broken record if I get too much into that. We'll talk about it like when we talk about the actual battle as well. But yeah, it was a long afternoon of meetings, and then when it all ended, I think I remember definitely coming up to you like hassling a couple of people, being like, okay, I'm ready to go party now. I'm ready to go. So that was my minute. I was like, as soon as I came back from Monster, it was like meetings all the way up until like 7 p.m.
Oh my god, yeah. It kind of got to that point. You came back, you're like, right, now I'm ready. And I was like,
now ready.
We're around the fire now, dude.
Yeah. You were. I think you were. Well,
at that point, we're like, well, we've both been ready for a few hours now, so we're just going to chill out.
That's right. Well, because I think people were already up there, weren't they?
Yeah.
So people were already up at the marches. Because the Blind Eye, so people will know about the Blind Eye if you've listened to us for a while, or if you've been to Empire, probably.
Yeah.
So our friend Silgor and his group Black Vigil run the Blind Eye. If you haven't seen the music video for the Blind Eye, by the way, go check out the music video on YouTube. It's amazing, really amazing. And so that they have like amalgamated kind of with the Black Rat.
Yeah.
They put on a concert with part of the old Senate building.
They had like a proper built-in stage and everything. It was really cool.
We knew this was happening as well. We knew it was on the Saturday and it was going to be for hours, and we were like, we're going to go to that because we've been promising we would get up to the Blind Eye for literally years at this point.
Also, it was the Flower Festival as well.
It was the Flower Festival.
Fun,
no fun stuff. Do you think? I hope you don't mind me asking this on the podcast. Do you think as well it's the fact that like you and I weren't RPing as much as well? Like, because there was a lot of times where basically I feel like even though there were times where you were in council with me, you were like I was like sat and you were stood behind me. I felt like the only time I saw you was like Saturday night when I saw you at the Blind Eye and we gave each other flowers.
I mean,
That's the
I haven't
first time
really
I saw
thought
you.
about it like that, but yeah, because I like to role play with you.
Yeah. And because you were reffing as well, and I wasn't
yeah,
reffing. And,
exactly.
yeah.
We kind of were quite separate as a band. That's probably is one of the things.
Yeah.
Because I like, one of the main reasons I like being at LARP is because we get to hang out with you all weekend and we get to like role play together and do stuff together.
Oh.
But shut up.
You like me.
It was also our anniversary again.
And it was our wedding anniversary.
Anniversary.
Yeah, it was our wedding. Well, it was a wedding anniversary on the Sunday, right? Yeah,
this time last year it was a Saturday. We had the huge party and everything.
that's right. Yeah. That's wild. That's a year ago. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Time goes by so quick, and technically, like 4 weekends a year, it's a lot of organizing to go to these events, a lot of energy. But really, like I saw Silgor, and I was like, you know. I was like, oh, I don't think I've actually spoken to you since, this time last year when you played at our anniversary gig.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
Yeah, it's wild. But anyway, it was cool. It was a cool time to be in the marches because they're doing, obviously, the Bregisland, so the famous Bregisland brew and all that. So Bregisland is obviously currently not marcher territory, right?
Yeah.
So so they're going through like this hard time. But they're doing this whole like, you know, all these bards and things like that as well, and just having a big celebration. And they were putting money into like a good and like a national good, and so for military units, which I feel like that would be a good idea for Dawn. We should really get something.
I think so, because the
general should probably get on that.
The general. No, that means no. When anyone says the general should do that, what you're saying is the adjutant should go and do that. It's like being at work all over again.
Hey, we have a strategos now.
We do.
We have a strategos, yeah.
And she's good.
Yeah. So that's but yeah, like I like the idea of, because basically, like you can put your military unit wherever you want, you know, but if you have like a strong, I mean, the marches are good at that anyway. They have a real good, strong sense of like national community, and I know everyone's going to be like, "Oh yeah, we do as well in all our different nations." But yeah, like I'm comparing it to Dawn, remember, right? And I love my nation. I really do love my nation. But yeah, it's I think that those types of ideas are good. But yeah, then we had a wander around the marches. It always feels like a festival of the marches as well, doesn't it? It
does. Like I like the marchers, actually. I really do. I mean,
you sound sad.
I think when we were talking all this time, we were talking about different nations and everything as well. There was definitely a moment at this time, especially on that Saturday, we were having a drink, we're in the marchers, we're surrounded by all our friends. A lot of our friends are in the marchers.
Well, yes.
And it was that moment where I was like, I could be a marcher.
Yeah, I think marcher backup characters are definitely exist at this moment.
Yeah.
But you know, I've got things to do. Things to do in Dawn first. But yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I adore Nymeria, and I don't want her going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. Nobody tried to kill me.
I think the marches has grown on me over the years. You know. Also, it helps that a ton of our mates are in the marches as well. I mean, but yeah. So they had. What did they have? They had all sorts of. There was our
so
family
they had
were
like
doing
a stamp sort of like.
That's right.
Thing.
There was a game, wasn't there?
There was games
doing.
Like everywhere, and you had to like collect them all, and there's a lot of silliness.
Drink at each bar, right? And you had to do a thing.
There was a thing at each bit. Like at one point, they had to like pretend to be
on a hobby horse. Yeah, they had a hobby horse, right?
That was it.
Yeah, and because I was like, why is Killian like? Why is Killian pretending he's on a horse?
There was a lot going on, and then they were selling different things, like going around and just doing. Yeah, it was really fun. Like a really good like sense of just like, you know, and everyone was having great fun. Then a load of stuff happened to Hoops, and then
and then
stuff happened to Hoops.
That's all we'll say. So
that's all we'll say there.
Something happened to our Jester.
Our Jester was a little bit more odd than usual.
And that's all we'll say. About that.
I forgot to say, like back at the first episode when we were talking about Morgan's speech. Best thing ever is Hoops doing this flip across the glory square. I didn't even know I could do that.
That's a good jester, yeah.
Really good jester. I'm gonna get him to do that every time I want to make any announcement.
I love that we have a jester.
Yes, our jester.
Yeah.
I just love the line, like, go fetch my jester.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the cool thing about having one, is especially the seriousness of you and I, like just being like, oh yeah, no, I'm like just so. There was a moment on Sunday. I'll say this now before I forget it. There was a moment on Sunday where, we're competent, right? It just so happened there was no Dornish generals in the military council tent
at all.
We were getting there. We had other things to do, right? But my jester just so happened to be there, and my jester was like, heard, Golden's, because there was order sheets being handed out, and like Golden Sun. My just like, yeah, yeah, Golden Sun here, and so yeah, I had my jester just like sat on the bench. And I came in, they were like, oh, there's no one from Dawn in the military council. I'm like, yeah, there is. I was like, my jester's right there.
My jester's right there.
But it's just not like this. Like Damon was just like, my jester's right there. Like, so obviously, it's fine, it was so funny.
I feel like Hoops gets sillier as the event goes on as well. It gets like more jester-like.
Well, yeah, but like Al does a good job of being like, because he does this like the serious thing, but it's like
the serious jester is
it's offset by the jingle, So, but anyway, so yeah, Saturday after that was just like family night, right?
It was family night. Yeah. It was going drinking. I played a drinking game with Ridian. It was quite fun.
Oh yeah,
because we ended up there at one point.
Oh man, yeah. Well, yeah. I just remember why you were with Ridian and I was elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Why were we up there again?
Because we had a new general.
That's right. We had a new general.
The general.
That's right.
Right.
So we'd gone up that way and everything. I think this was after that because it was quite late at this point.
Yeah, well, it was late when that happened. Yeah.
And then ended
it was dark in June.
Yeah. I was like there, and Ridian was there and everything. We were having like a little chat and stuff, and they were just like, come out of tent, play a game. Yeah, let's do that. Went in there. Little group of us all in there chilling out and played a drinking game. Played the whole like the assumptions game. You make an assumption about someone, and if you're correct, they take a drink. And if
from Game of Thrones,
yeah, it's the Game of Thrones one. We played that. That revealed quite a lot. That was quite juicy.
The idea of the game, yeah.
That was a really juicy game to play.
That's a good PvP game.
Yeah. I think it started it with, "Hey, Eddie, and how was your jog?"
Yeah, because we came back. So we had elections for generals on the Saturday. So that was other meetings I was in. I was I was privy to those elections as well. Well, one of them, because the other one I was supposed to be going to see a Manticore, and then that didn't work out. But we elected a general for our new army. So the new army is called the Lions of Adelmar, which is a great name. So Adelmar was a paragon exemplar. I should know this stuff. An important person. He was known as the Lion. Great name for an army.
Yeah.
So we had a election for our brand new army. So one of the characters who has been an adjutant, I think someone said had been like an adjutant for like 10 years more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, was basically an adjutant. So the same character was an adjutant in the march. Was a marcher. Was an adjutant in the marches. Then reverse marched to Dawn, and then was an adjutant again for the Griffin's Pride for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
And did the most Dawnish thing ever. Came in, became the first general of the new army. And on the same day that they became general, died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's why we were all up meeting there late.
So yeah, there was lots
we just found out they died.
Yeah, there was lots of drama and mourning, very Dawnish. We were like mourning, and then we had marches up. We had
a load of marches
high guard up. We had they're a very popular character.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there was lots of mourning, and I think that's why you ended up with Ridian there, because they were part of their house, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we were like, we're going to go and have a drink for them, and then we're going to play a game, and we were stay here for a while. I was there for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
And then came back and met you guys for a Marshmallow LARP.
Yeah, we did Marshmallow LARP, which is my favorite part of LARP.
I have new marshmallow skewers.
You have skewers, yeah.
They're really good. They extend.
We have extendable skewers that we can hold over the fire.
We almost set fire to Dawn actually because
Don't say that. Don't say that. We did not set fire to Dawn.
Okay, a marshmallow almost like melted everywhere and wouldn't go out.
Well, no, I held it on for too long and it just kind of went into like.
You had full control of this though, right?
No, I was controlling the fact that it was burning. Yeah, so it turned into like just gloop, and it was fine. Totally fine.
It was fine.
It was not a fire hazard.
It was okay. It was all good. I'm honestly, I'm like, I was not even part of the LARP. I am loving our little like point. We get to like 3 a.m. or something. We're like, okay,
marshmallows,
pajamas on, and marshmallows. Let's just sit.
We
and
almost
do that.
missed it. I remember me and one other I can't remember who it was, but we got to a point where we were just like, no, we're doing marshmallows because
we're doing
it. Because that's the thing. You end up going, oh yeah, no, I've bought marshmallows specifically for Marshmallow LARP. And then you say that on Thursday, and then it gets to Saturday, and then you're just role playing and doing different things. And we're like, oh, should we go to bed? And I'm like, this is the last night. This is
we've got next event. We're bringing a brand new player with us, and she's going to teach us how to make s'mores.
S'mores, yeah. I think we got a couple of Americans at the camp next time.
I think so.
Yeah. So they'll teach us properly.
Teach us how to do it.
How to do it. It's a thing. Every time we're American friend, we talk about marshmallows to American friends. They're always like s'mores. I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know what is that.
But if you want to make it for me and give it to me, I will eat it.
Yes. Yes.
So
Saturday,
that was our Saturday really, and then that takes us into Sunday morning, and we were battling on the Sunday morning.
Fighting Sunday morning. This was. Huh?
Finally fighting. Oh yeah, well that's the thing. You didn't even fight monstering, did you? So this is the first fight you had. That's crazy. Oh, it's so right to beat someone up.
Yeah. Oh, we got some real good shots. Again, I did my girding.
We
General Damon.
The group were getting all their mass weaknesses sorted out in the glory square.
Mass weaknesses.
I did like that little power move of, well, no, we're going to do it in the glory square, of course. Whenever. It was a way that people just, I'm sitting with the egregore and we're like watching and everything as our entire coven are like screaming about some sort of horrible winter thing. And I'm like, it's okay. They're just doing it. And she's like, yes, I'm getting used to that now. Yeah. Just House Mortar acting like that.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about egregores. They just accept everyone for who they are, you know? Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got all sorted out in the morning, got all girded up, and headed off out into.
I borrowed a troll hammer from a friend.
You borrowed it? Oh yeah, a friend gave you a troll hammer.
A friend gave me a troll hammer to use. So a troll hammer is you use a hero point to call paralyze. So I because I didn't have my woodcutter's axe, so I was like, oh no, I've not got any. And friend came to the rescue and went, here you go.
Good friend.
Here's a troll hammer. Did you have any? We had a few bits and pieces done, didn't we? I had a ritual done. We had a night ritual done.
Oh yeah, we had a night ritual done.
Give us an extra impale.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Yes.
That was right.
Yep.
I was like, there was a lot of things happening. Oh yeah, it gave me an extra hero point which I could use to cast impale or something. I don't know. Yeah. So we had that done. So we got night ritual done. Yeah. We got all geared up and ready and got all our potions ready to go.
Went out and then the cool battle that was the Sunday morning.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we're in the Mournwald, fighting against the Lassambrian Jotun.
They have arrows.
They have arrows. Yeah. All those damn Yagara. Isn't it weird how the day we go to fight the Yagara and there's lots of these archers.
Like it feels like they had the arrows that the other people had.
Yeah, and you're just like if only the marchers weren't doing maneuvers, you know.
I know,
they were
right?
Here to help
if only they could bring their
arrows.
arrows.
If only the league were here, you know.
Somehow their sticks made it.
So,
Sorry.
So yeah, a lot of archers this time. But we did a beautiful, from my point of view. And guess what my point of view was? right at the front. Right at the front. I was just like, I'm not, I'm just like, yeah, I am. Thing is, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be general for, because I'm up for election already next event. So I might not, I was like, I'm just going to soak it in, and just walk out in front like a badass. We had the people kind of who were commanding just walking a big line up the field.
There's a photo that's quite cool, because it's got like Seb in the middle, who's obviously Dawn, and you're clearly walking one direction, I'm walking the other direction across the front, and you can see in the photo there's a good gap between the three of us and everyone else, as we're clearly walking up to make sure the entire line comes up ready to go. We had some good charges in this one as well. I'm going to say we did way better with the charging.
It was so cool. I was so desperate to turn around and see everybody, but I was just like, no, I'm going to like keep walking. I'm so glad the pictures came out so well, because it's just like all like the entirety of the Empire like at my back like that. It's basically what I've been dreaming of when I first went to Empire and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be this little knight, and I went out on the battlefield, and I'm like, in the rows of people, and you see these people out in front, and it's just like, oh, this is cool, and I'm like, God, I want to like do that. I want to walk out, just stride out in front of this amazing shot, right, by Tom Garnett, I think, yeah, Tom Garnett,
okay,
yeah, it's just the angle, but it looks like I'm way out.
Yeah.
In front, and you see the gold and things like that marching forward, and there's just like a horde of like Dornish knights like behind me. It's so freaking cool. It was an amazing like hero fantasy, and we basically just we plowed our way up the field with like, and obviously we had all the smaller nations with us as well, so we had like the Brass Coast on our right hand side. Brass Coast also does a very good job, because the thing with I'm not going to get into like how Dawn should, right, but because we're large now, like we're so big now, getting us to like get moving is actually a little bit difficult. We're not a slow nation, because there's other nations that are slow, only because they have like formations. So Wintermark, the Marches definitely.
Yeah.
The League, they get into these formations, these rows and things like that before they move. Whereas we just go, bah, and just go. So we've had this reputation as a fast moving nation.
But it's really, we're fast that once, and then we're just kind of
when we're all facing this right direction, right? Like you know what it's like. When you get these little, like they have a little race between these little wind up toys, and you got to like you wind them up, and then you have to face them all, and then you just let them go. But then after that, it's like, who the fuck knows? Like the first bit is fine. There's a lot of
heavy armor involved as well. Yeah. Like we're kind of like, and if we go too fast, we'll end up rolling and then we'll never stop.
Yeah. So my point was like sometimes these smaller nations on your flank, like the Brass Coast were great at this, because they like they kept a pace, because they were like, let's go, and so it made it so trying to like sheep herd Dawn.
High Guard as well were really good at that, because they were on our other side.
High Guard were an anchor, yeah. They were really good. In fact, I commendation wise, I gave High Guard and like Kohan specifically.
Oh, the Kohan were amazing.
Yeah, the Kohan were epic. There was in fact, like, you tell the moment.
Yeah. There was this moment, and we're there against this line, and at this point we're in the actual woods itself, and we're trying to move this blooming line of Jotun, and we couldn't get through it. We couldn't get them moved. And this little like face just appears at my side, and it's one of them in the Kohan, and he's like, "Do you want?" And they're like, "Do you want me to? Do you want us to come through and get rid of this line for you?" I'm like, okay. And I was like, I got to this whole like stand back, let the Kohan through, and we all did this big stand back, and then they just went in, demolished the line in seconds. Dawn charged forward, and then they were there again going, do you have another line? Like just gearing to go. And no, it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the Kohan were epic. And High Guard did a very good job with like being an anchor, especially for Dawn, being like, oh yeah, we're standing here and we're not moving. We did that. We're giving you space to do, Dawn, you do what you do, type thing. So
well, that's the thing. When we were speaking to like High Guard before on, they did say we want to work together on this one here. We think it would work really well if we go here, while you go there, and that way we've kind of got that. So, you know, we are there behind you, but we know we've got you there, sort of thing. We're not getting cut off.
We complement each other quite well.
There was the moments where we were just like fighting with high guard.
Yeah, there was a moment where there was no Dornish around. I was just like in the middle of the high guard line. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm here.
It feels fine.
But to be fair, that is my style. Even just it's been accentuated because of my station as well. Just feeling like an absolute badass. I'm like I'm reveling in it now. I'm like because it was so cool. It was such a fun battle.
Yeah.
I just did my thing that I've been doing. I've been building on for years anyway. Just keeping an eye on the nation's big, and it's like what I was doing. I was walking, and I was like, hey, like I don't walk behind the line anymore. I'm the Golden General. I'll walk in front of the line.
Hence why I had no get it togethers by the end of it.
So this is the other thing. You don't really need hit points. You don't need like extra hit points or potions because if enough people know you, people just give you stuff. If you just got just like, has anyone got any healing? Thank you. Can anyone fix my sword? Thank you. There was a really sneaky shatter. Like, I don't know where there's no mages there. I was like, where the hell? It was out of nowhere. It was like this. I don't even know what got me. I just heard shatter and my sword reverberated, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, what? So I don't know whether it was a mage or someone with like a herald or something like that. I have no idea. Because I literally found an artisan. They were like, who shattered your sword? I was like, no idea. No idea.
Don't know. I'm going to go find them.
I want to kill them.
By throwing things at them. No, I had a good few cool moments in that one, actually. I got to, at one point, Eoten were, they tried to wrap us several times, sometimes a little bit more successfully than we let on. But they were like coming around on the side. And I was like, I think we could take them, actually. And it was like this moment where I was like, the time it would take me to kind of go back and get a big group to come over and actually start doing it, at that point, they're already going to be able to be around us. And I thought, people will hear me. Like, you know, if we just start, and there was like a little group of us. There was about, it was myself, there was some Brass Coast, there was a couple of Dornish there, and it was like a real like mix of people. And we're like, let's just do it. You know, and we're like, yes, I'm going for it. And went running forward, and we were able to just like completely wrap them round and destroy that side. And it was really cool because as we got round, I saw you at the other like side, and it was like, this is really cool. I feel like we're starting to surround them round at this bit here now, which is, it's always good fun.
There was a moment where, talk about rapping being successful, a lot of the time, especially if you're in any kind of like command structure where, and command basically in Empire is just passing on information, because like you don't actually have to do what anyone tells you for a start. But you're literally, you've just got to be the one trusted with the information. But you will get a lot of people come up to you and they'll panic, right? They'll just go, this is happening. So quite often they'll be like, oh, we have this, we need more people. That's usually the thing. Yeah. But by the way, just like public service announcement to everyone on the battlefield. And I think everybody who's in these type of positions will agree with me. When people say, we need more people, the answer is always, because it's true, no, we don't have any more people. Like, there is never any more people. There are circumstances where we can like change things about and be like, oh yeah, you know, if you have reserves, ideally, because like the League and the Imperial Orcs are real good in this. If you're a good field marshal, because that's the problem. If you're a national marshal and command, you can't. If you're a field marshal and you're a real good one, and you go, okay, hey, Imperial Orcs, I want you like sat right here, and then someone goes, we need more people. You go,
Imperial Orcs,
go smash that.
Yeah, go
smash. But basically, only the field marshal can kind of do that in that way. Or mercenaries are very good for that. Like the Reapers in particular, very good for that type of thing.
That's how we kind of used the Reapers when we had them.
Yeah, you just go wait until someone's like in it, and then go. Reapers we need that breaking now. Just go do it. But anyway, back to my point. That happened a lot. I remember there was one point. and there was some Jotun moving around, and so I was walking in the opposite direction. Someone was just like, "Oh, we need to worry about that." And usually when people say "need to worry about that," it's like 2 orcs, and you're like, "It's fine." They don't need to worry about that. And I was on the tip of my tongue because I say it so often. And I'm just like, it's fine. And I look and I'm like, oh no, that's actually a problem.
Was this when they came around the back and the right of us?
Yeah, on the right hand side. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I was
know
like,
exactly what. Because I said the same as you because I think I jokingly said like in the battle come back. I was like, I was about to say, don't worry, we're not getting wrapped. We're getting fucking wrapped by the way.
Yeah. So I was like, because usually like if especially if people have told me and I'm like, I'm going to go and tell whoever's in charge of military or whatever, I'll say it's like they're fine over there. They're wavering a bit here, there. This time I did. I was like, yeah, they're. I was like, screw it. But the thing is, the thing to do in that situation is really just be like, you that is a problem for you guys. Figure out yourselves and move back. Don't wait for the order to pull back. Pull back.
We're going to just go to the point where it's a bit safer and we'll, as people become available, it might be one person at a time, we'll send them your way.
Good fun. Oh, yeah. I got some amazing, like, impales off. There was this one moment I was just walking along the front of the line, the entire Imperial line as well. I was like, and I just walked, just getting a gauge of it. It's amazing, especially like, if you walk with enough confidence as well, like, the enemy is just like respects what you're doing as well somehow. Like, I'm just like walking like in front of like both enemy lines and just been like, trust. The thing is, again, like using my position to my advantage as well. I'm just like, if I go down, someone will save me. Surely
someone will save me.
But I'm walking up the line, and there's this part where I'm like, so I'm walking through like between the Imperial line and the Jotun line, and there's like a kink in both lines. But obviously, on my point of view, I've got a straight shot at the end of this Jotun line as this Jotun. They're giving some like hassle to the Imperial. The Imperials are trying to get them, but I've just got like and they have no idea that I'm walking like perpendicular to them. So I'm like, I just walk by and I see like an open leg, and I'm just like, impale like that, and I just keep walking as this Jotun just goes down, and I just hear the Imperials be like, "Hey!" and just jump in. Just that, that was one of those badass moments. Again, one of those moments where you just want to turn around and just like look at your handiwork. But I was like, no,
do you know, like, the moment. That kind of thing on the battlefield, like when things are getting a bit hairy and people are like we need more people here, we need help, we need backup. A lot of the times, you only need like 2 or 3 people with the confidence just to go in with it, and that usually rallies enough, and it's usually enough to make the enemy take that step back and to allow those around you to feel like, yes, we can do it. And it removes that, because the one thing I kept hearing people say was, oh no, it's like Sweetglade. I was like, it's nothing like Sweetglade.
Yeah, I know, when you told me that, I was like, ugh.
I was like, guys, it's nothing like Sweetglade. Half of us were dead at this point. No one's dead yet.
No, it was not Sweetglade.
No, it was when we were like, so at the end of it, Jotun, being Jotun and everything, we ended up retreating back out. We had our little...
because we lost.
We lost it. And we had our little truce with the Jotun, and then everyone's walking out. And that's the point where people were getting into a panic because the information hadn't quite got to them. We're walking out now. No, the Jotun are supposed to be walking towards us. We're heading out of here. And I got to this cool thing where I was like standing at the bridge sort of section. You know what I mean? Like between the 2 openings, where we're waiting for all the Imperials to get out. And we standing there like face to face with like one of their leaders and everything. I had my sword down at my side. Clearly not going to use it because we were like, and I was just there as they were all like shouting, being like, get everyone out, get your people out now. You need to leave. I can hear everything going. I'm just like, nah, just keep calm. They're not going to hit me. And I see a random couple of ones in the back coming forward trying to hit through me, but they were just getting beaten up by their own people at that point.
Yeah. So if it's the truth, then it's bad news. But like, and once there's an agreement made, then it's fine. But I mean, that's the thing. Like in character and out of character. Well, out of character, you can use that experience, especially when there's like jittery new players being like, "Oh, fine." Just like, no, you can just stand there as you're like in your confidence out of character, but in character you're like, no, like we're fine. That's why we always stay, especially if we're doing just a walk off with like
I always
the
like to
Jotun.
be at the end.
Yeah, you want to be the last people out. Also, if you're in charge, you should be doing that.
Yeah.
That's what heroes do.
I like that you get to have a bit of role play with the Jotun as well.
That's what I'm there for. That's why I go to this event for.
I like that kind of the end of the battle, that sort of role play at the end. We all know it's over. Okay, people are heading out. You know, may as well stand and role play for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, they were kind of jeering at us. So I quite liked some of the stare downs that I had.
Their little chants that they were coming up with.
Yeah. So that was the battle. So we basically. I mean, we barely lost anybody. I think we lost I think Dawn lost 3, I think, in the end. 3, yeah.
That's a lot better than 100 and, was it 40? Or something silly like that last time?
Yeah.
That's much better.
We lost way more on skirmishes than we did on the big battle.
We did lose a lot on skirmishes. This was a weird one for skirmishes. Like every time I come back, like, more Donish are dead, more Donish are dead. And we're like, what is going on through that gate tonight?
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't really get like the objectives. I don't remember which ones we got, but it was basically a meh. Like it's not the end. It wasn't the end of the world that we didn't get them. The fighting was so good. It was the most fun I've had on a battlefield. So it was literally just a heroic power fantasy for me. That was all it was, and it was awesome. That's why I go to LARP. So Saturday morning,
Sunday.
So Sunday battle done. Now it's basically because Sunday is like it's weird because when the event's over, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. And it takes you days to recover. But when you're there on Sunday, you're like, oh, I wish we had another full day. Because I'm just like...
I wish this ended on Monday morning.
Yeah, because it's barely... like, especially if you've got stuff to do, you're like, oh, okay, because by the time you come back from battle, you need like a decompress time, especially if there's drama or people dying. And then, a lot of people want to like get changed, get showered, get into softer kit or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's like battle and then it was meeting. And that's my Sunday. It's like battle meeting. A fun one. So I'm quite glad that the PD have changed it. And they changed it recently, that they put the military council orders out and the Senate stuff out straight away in its own little thing straight away, which is quite cool. I resupplied again.
You did. And what did you say in response to your new Manticore friend?
I was like...
Essentially, that is what the orders were.
Yeah. So everyone can see them. Everyone can see my orders.
They're there.
It's funny, there was a couple of people being like, oh yeah, what are your plans for your orders? And I'm like, you will see my orders and so will the rest of the entire Empire.
We'll all see it at the same time.
So, well, I mean, if I don't get re-elected in summer... at least I can say I had a very glorious reign as general. I resupplied for 6 months and told a Manticore to piss off. What a legacy! What a reign!
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful legacy to leave.
Anything else?
I think that is it. I think that's us all done.
Yeah. I can't think of anything like overly noteworthy. Apart from like this was an amazing event for me. Like even though I say meetings, I'm just like I got into this position. I'm like, this is how the game is. This is how the game is supposed to be played. It's like I'm not saying. Because people will take umbrage because there's a limited amount of hats for a large player base. I'm not saying the game is all about getting a hat, but it kind of is designed to get a hat.
The PvP is there for a reason, and no, I feel that way.
Yeah, so it's definitely not the be all end all. And there are definitely people that enjoy being, but I think my out of character ambition and my ego enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah,
as well. I had a fucking amazing time at E2. So nervous and anxious for the next one because what we got? I mean, for me, re-election, but E3 we've got What have we got coming up?
Night Protector Summer.
Night Protector Summer. You going for it?
Might just go for it just to wind ready.
Just for the lull.
I just think
lulz.
it'd be funny.
Yeah, just for the just for the
I just,
No. We've got like Glory Gala and all that.
Yeah, Glory Gala. Dad's coming to E3 this time. Gonna do Dad LARP again.
Yeah, Dad LARP again.
Got a few friends coming and stuff. So yeah, I think it's gonna be quite a nice one.
Cool. Well, if that's us all wrapped up, thank you very much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this episode of LARP Tales, make sure you let us know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you give us a thumbs up on the video. That helps all the algorithm stuff. Also, 5 stars on the audio platforms, please. Pretty please. Go check out the Patreon. We've got... we're halfway. We're only halfway through the Festival LARP year, which is mad because we've done 4 Fest LARPs already. So we've
already done a year's worth.
Exactly. We've got E3 coming up. We've got Menhirs Fate Event 3 coming up. In fact, Event 3 and 4 are both Fest LARPs coming up. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like because August is very, very busy. And September's very, very busy for you and I. So it doesn't look like we're going to be doing any like small LARPs. Unfortunately, 2 Fest LARPs is already a lot. But we might get to 1 or 2 at the end of the year.
We've got 1 planned for the end of the year.
Currently 1 planned.
Currently
hopefully,
1.
Yeah. Hopefully maybe some more. But plenty to look forward to. Anyway, love you very much, everyone. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.